New Intel GPU soon. The PlayStation 5 makes the game look good, and NVIDIA pulling some weird crap with the 5060. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast this Friday, May 9th, 2025, which means it's giveaway day over on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/UFD Tech at 3 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be announcing the winners for all 4 of the giveaways we currently have going on right now. We got a 5090 PC, we got a 7900 GRE PC, we have an RTX 5080 GPU, as well as a 9070 XT GPU that are all there for either the Twitch stream for UFD Tech or to celebrate the launch of UFD Music. We now have 6 albums for UFD Music. It's been coming along quite nicely, that little side project that Reese has been developing. So come join us on our Twitch stream, twitch.tv/UFD Tech, to find out if you won one of those things. And then we'll also launch the new giveaways for the next PCs, which, as mentioned, will be another 5090 PC for UFD Tech and a 9070 XT PC for UFD Music. And it likely won't be an Intel GPU that we're giving away anytime soon, simply because I don't know, I kind of give away higher end hardware is typically what I do, but the Arc Pro B60 24 gig is allegedly going to be launching at Computex. Intel having a little teaser showing that they'll see us at Computex with their Pro AI Multiply Compute Intel Arc Pro. So this is likely the 24 gig professional version of the B580 that we have been anticipating, likely to be shown off at Computex, just simply because that's when Intel is saying that it's going to happen. It's still not clear if the B770 is going to get a little teaser, if there might be some pop-up that's happening there when it comes to this higher end GPU. I've been reading through a few more sources out there. Some people are highly skeptical that that graphics card is going to exist, while others are very hopeful that we will indeed see some sort of announcement for the B770 happening at Computex, which again is very soon, May 20th, May 19th, something like that. May 19th through May 23rd. That's exactly when Computex is going on. So you can bet your butt that UFD Tech is going to be there covering a bunch of stuff, and we'll keep you updated on all of that as it's happening. And you can bet your butt you should definitely check out today's video sponsor. Hey man, stop playing RuneScape right now. You're wasting time. Well, I guess. Actually, what I mean is stop only playing RuneScape and start learning to code while you're AFK grinding Slayer with today's sponsor, Boot.dev. Boot.dev is the smartest way to learn back-end web development because you're never bored while you do it. With options from Python, JavaScript, and Go, you'll be learning by doing the same things you'll be doing at your future job, writing tons of code and building actual projects. Now, this isn't high alchemy, so gold doesn't instantly drop at your feet. Boot.dev is a real curriculum that goes in-depth on theory and practice, so that at the end of your journey, you have the skills and the experience necessary to succeed. And yes, for all you nerds out there, there's a Linux course. So what are you still waiting for? Start grinding your XP, hunting achievements, and racking up completed quests in Boot.dev today. Yes, that is actually how you'll be learning. Cool, right? So go to Boot.dev and get started for free. Then remember to use my code UFDTech to get 25% off your entire first year when choosing the annual plan. Big thank you to Boot.dev for sponsoring today's video. I just realized that in that earlier transition, I said butt, which sounds like boot. Kind of, sort of, if you enunciate things a little differently, but I don't know if they want me comparing them like that. But you know what? Also, probably doesn't want a whole lot of comparison right now is the Intel 13th and 14th gen CPUs, because you might have thought that the instability issues were fixed a little while ago, but turns out Intel has a brand new microcode for these CPUs that allegedly is also fixing a few more things going on under the hood when it comes to the 13th and 14th gen. But they do say that this is not going to affect performance, and it already has had its root issue corrected. This is just fixing some other things with the vmin shift instability that was going on with Raptor Lake. So there was probably something else that needed to be tweaked, but it wasn't as egregious so as to kill CPUs. It was just something that might have been a little wrong. So in case you are still rocking one of those CPUs, there's yet another microcode update you should be looking forward to and updating your BIOS for with all of that. Or maybe just switch on to a new platform altogether. Let's see if Reese has some money he can save you if you're thinking of doing that. He might not. He might have no like PC hardware deals.
Yo, welcome back to UFD Deals, bringing the hottest tech deals out on the internet. Hope you guys are doing well, and hey, I've got some deals for you. Starting off today, we have the Keychron K12 60% hard swappable wireless mechanical keyboard, which you can pick up for only $37.97, making it $52.02 off. But then next up, we have the Elgato Stream Deck Mark II for only $129.99, making it $20 off. And then lastly, we have this KTC key 27-inch 1440p 320Hz fast IPS gaming monitor, which you can grab for only $259.99 with the coupon applied, making it $40 off. And hey, with that, the deals are done. You can find these and more linked in the video description down below. But until next time, I'm gonna hand you back to Brett for the rest of your hot news. Cheers.
Well, Reese, it looks like people who bought the PlayStation 5 back in 2020 are getting a good deal out of that amount of hardware because the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer dropped a few days ago. We didn't really talk about it too much here in Hot News, but some interesting details are coming out about the, I guess, hardware side of things, which is that Rockstar has come out and claimed that this trailer has been completely captured on a base level PS5, not a PS5 Pro. They did say that it's a mixture of both gameplay as well as cutscenes, but it's all being rendered within the PlayStation 5 itself, and Digital Foundry did a deep dive into just kind of uncovering what exactly is going on in the trailer. It seems like it's running roughly around 1440p, does have some upscaling similar to what FSR 1 was actually like, and so it looks to be a pretty decent graphical feat that Rockstar is pulling off with Grand Theft Auto 6, at least based on the trailer. I've seen a lot of naysayers who are like, yeah, trailers have been compromised in the past. However, if you look at trailers for like Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, specifically two of the major launches by Rockstar in the recent past, not recent, it's been over a decade for Grand Theft Auto 5 and over half a decade for Red Dead 2. Goodness. Anyways, their trailers were actually pretty similar to what the final product ended up being like, so hopefully something similar happens in that instance this time when it comes to GTA 6. But I'm really hoping that this instance of what NVIDIA's pulling never happens again, because despite the fact that the RTX 5060's review embargo got lifted on the same day as the 5060 Ti, which I might remind you happened in April, turns out they're pulling some other shenanigans to make sure that reviews don't hit the streets for the 5060 too far ahead of time. And by that, I mean it's not until the launch day of the 5060 itself, which happens to be May 19th. So instead of having an embargo where you're not allowed to talk about the 5060's performance, instead, according to other tech media outlets, NVIDIA is withholding press drivers for the 5060 so that it doesn't actually work on gaming systems, and it will only be dropping on May 19th, which, as I have already mentioned in this episode, is the brand spanking start of Computex. So the biggest computer hardware expo that a lot of tech YouTubers go to is where most people are gonna be. They will not have the capacity to actually test these cards because the drivers will not drop until they are out of their home country, or at least traveling for this event and not being able to actually put in the time and effort because they're dedicated to the trade show. So this appears to be a calculated move by NVIDIA. I don't see how they could possibly overlook something like that, especially since NVIDIA does have their own keynote that they're doing at Computex. And it's just some underhanded, shady ways of potentially withholding information from the consumer in order to inform them properly when it comes to the sales of this $299 allegedly dollar-priced graphics card. So not necessarily a good move, kind of stinky. Honestly, I would put this as a worse situation than them not seeding out RTX 5060 Ti 8GB versions. This is a step beyond that, where we're not going to be able to get any reviews whatsoever until after you have the ability to buy it. When they do it for video games, it's also a problem. When you know that reviews aren't coming out till launch day, you can kind of pretty much assume that the game's gonna be bugged. So what exactly is NVIDIA trying to hide here? What are they trying to obfuscate from their customers? If it's nothing, this is still just a bad move and a bad look no matter which way you try to slice it. And you guys try to slice me up with your comments in yesterday's episode of Hot News. Let's see what you had to say. We got Interblaze saying GTX 4080 launch buyer here. It took my 600 watt platinum rated power supply along with it when it went literally going out with a flashbang. I missed those days. I have sympathy for you. I'm sorry that happened to your computer, but yeah, the 480 was a stovetop, wasn't it? Big problem. And then we got a little bit of discourse going on in the comments yesterday with Shine saying, love the South African rugby shirt. So rare to see someone representing my country. To which Real Video Game Army said he's from ZA too. He had to move to the US for medical reasons for his son. To which I have clarified, I'm from America, brother. I am. And then somebody said, yeah, but his wife's South African, okay? And he doesn't support the Stormers, which sucks. But my wife is also American. I happen to live in South Africa. Had a good time there, and I love the country, and I want to go back. Some people can like things that they're not born with, okay? Just saying that. Like Mike Young saying, Expedition 33 is absolutely fantastic, and I'll say it finishes as well as it starts. It's so good. You have my hopes up. You have my hopes up. You have elevated my joy levels, and Mike Young, if the game does not finish that well, I'm gonna be mad at you, personally. I'm gonna take it out on you by calling you slightly perturbed statements. I'm not gonna call you names. I'm just gonna say, hey, you let me down. You told me one thing and it wasn't that way. I'm really hoping that it works out. Then we got Nada Consta saying, got a Nitro 9070 XT for $700 on release, and now Expedition 33. Two great things that I got this year so far. I'm on Act 3, and I think it is the best game I've ever played since Final Fantasy VIII. Hands down. Got my gunblade up there. Heck yeah. Oh man, another Final Fantasy VIII enjoyer? Proud of you. Oh man, I'm freaking loving this game. I put another like hour and a half into it last night. Just what a phenomenal game. I think I'm close to the end of Act 2, having tons of fun. And then Sweaty Balls saying, I already planned to try Expedition 33 eventually, but you convinced me to try it yesterday instead, and it is so effing good. This is the game I've been waiting for since Legend of Dragoon all those years ago. I'm telling you, Expedition 33, oh my goodness. Yeah, awesome. And then Bryce Murphy also saying, I started Expedition 33 because of you, and oh lord, I'm barely into it and I love it, but the way it behaves when trying to run at 1440p on a 4K monitor really irritates me. I am sorry if you're having some technical issues, but the game itself, wow, fantastic. I got to a scene last night that just had me absolutely cracking up. I cannot remember the last time that I laughed out loud, physically, corporeally with my body at a video game as much as I've been doing with Expedition 33. It is both prescient as well as hilarious, as well as just a general joy to play, and also like it gives you the freedom of exploration where I'm like way too over-leveled for the end of Act 2, where like there's some bosses that they say are supposed to be really hard, and then I beat them without having to take a second turn or go to a second character, which I didn't see the boss's attack patterns at all because I just wiped them out. And that is the type of freedom that I haven't experienced in the game in a very long time. It's beautiful. I love it. But somebody in the office said, oh, it's like Elden Ring in that way. The problem with that is Elden Ring doesn't have a good story. I just pissed off a lot of people. Anyways, I'm gonna see you back here for more of the hottest tech news, hopefully on Tuesday. That's the plan.